All right, welcome back to Jammin' Sports, everybody, as we're getting set for the second game of our doubleheader here for you tonight. It'll be the Detroit Lions and the Carolina Panthers. Just like the last game, both these teams are 1-1 coming in. Let's take a look at the standings now as we have them. Misty is 13-11. She's 2 games over 500. Let's find out who Misty's taking in this one. Lions and the Panthers. Misty's going with Carolina. Evil Dead has told me he's going with Carolina. Gracie, we don't know who she's going for yet. We'll find out here in a second. All right. I got to take a couple of Tums here real quick. So, excuse me. Got the cat looking at me here. Gracie's going to give me a pick. Who do you got, Gracie? Gracie's going with Detroit. If you're watching on YouTube, please follow, like, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell as we head out to Bank of America Stadium, Charlotte, North Carolina for this one. Lions and the Panthers here at Jammin' Sports. Welcome into Bank of America Stadium, Charlotte, North Carolina. It's the Lions and the Panthers. And welcome in to another NFL broadcast here at Jammin' Sports. Great to have you along on this Tuesday night. The second half of the second game of our triple header. In the banking capital of the South, Charlotte, North Carolina. Both teams come in at 1-1. Lions will get the ball first. Chris Jackson will kick off for the Panthers. From the 5-yard line on the return for Detroit. It's a nice return by number 85, Avery Grayson, in his 5th year out of New Mexico State. Starting quarterback, Max Long, the rookie out of Tennessee State. That's Detroit's first-round draft pick during the offseason. Taylor Lane Dickerson is now the backup. They decided to go in a different direction at quarterback. They drafted Long out of Tennessee State during the offseason. Lions will start from their own 36-yard line on a beautiful day here in Charlotte. 3 to the far side, Long in the shotgun, 1st and 10. Long hands off to Jamison, and Carter Jamison makes his way out to the 48-yard line. A gain of 12. And somebody got shaken up. One of the offensive linemen, Clarkson, the left tackle. 1st and 10 Detroit now at their own 48-yard line. Opening drive of the ball game. Lions at 1-1. Panthers at 1-1. 1st and 10. Long in the shotgun. Lions at their own 48. Long draws back. Long looking, throws downfield, and it's knocked down, incomplete. Broken up by Russ Snow, the 4th-year safety out of Iowa. And that'll bring up 2nd and 10 for Detroit at their own 48. Opening possession of the game, 4 wide. Long in the shotgun. Long looking. Long rolls out. He got hit as he threw. Incomplete. And that'll bring up 3rd down. The pressure was brought by number 95, Elijah Andrews, the 3rd-year defensive end out of Arizona State. 3rd and 10 for Detroit now from their own 48-yard line. 4 wide, 3 to the far side. Long in the shotgun. Long throws down the middle, incomplete. And the Lions' drive stalls out. At their own 48-yard line, they'll have to punt. Bryce Taylor, the rookie out of Western Illinois, will come on to punt. As Taylor gets the punt away. And that's going to be out of bounds at the 17-yard line. And that's where Carolina will have it for the first time. They're led by their second-year quarterback, Luke George, out of California, Berkeley. Panthers had a rough season last year. They finished 4-12. They'll have it 1st and 10 from their own 17. Detroit had to punt on their opening drive. This would be Carolina's opening possession. George in the shotgun, 1st and 10. In motion is Moore. George hands off to Darryl Holt, and Holt makes his way to the 23-yard line. Darryl Holt, the 11th year back out of Maryland. A gain of 7 yards. It'll be 2nd and 3. Panthers come out 4 wide, 3 to the near side. George hands off to Holt again, and Darryl Holt picks up the first down out to the 30-yard line. Gain of 7. First down, Panthers. Evil Dead and Misty have both taken Carolina. Gracie has taken Detroit in this one. 1st and 10 from the 30-yard line. 4 wide, 3 to the far side. George in the shotgun. George looking. George throws and caught by Jared Moore out to the 38-yard line. A gain of 8. And that'll bring up 2nd and 2. Jared Moore, the third-year tight end out of Notre Dame. On 2nd and 2 from the 38. 4 wide for the Panthers. They hand off to Holt again. Gets the first down out to the 44-yard line. Tackle made by Gary Pawlowski, the 11th year defensive end out of Wisconsin. But that'll be a Carolina first down. Under 6 minutes left in the first quarter, no score. Panthers on the move at their own 44-yard line. 4 wide, George in the shotgun. Franklin in motion. George draws back, throws, dumps it off to John Cunningham out to the 49. A gain of 5. Cunningham, the 5th-year receiver out of Oregon. It'll be 2nd and 5 from the 49-yard line. Panthers come out, everybody in tight. George under center. Hands off to Holt. And Holt picks up a yard to the 50-yard line. And that's going to bring up 3rd and 4. Coming up to make the tackle, Stephen Brown, the 2nd-year linebacker out of LSU. 3rd and 4 for the Panthers from midfield. Panthers come out 4 wide. George in the shotgun on 3rd down. George draws back. George in trouble, and he's going to get sacked back at the 43-yard line. A loss of 7 yards on the play. The sack made by number 96, Odessa Cooper, the rookie out of Murray State, the defensive tackle. It'll be 4th down, and the Panthers are going to have to punt. So both teams have had it once, and both teams have had to punt. Jordan Finch will come on, the 8th-year punter out of Auburn. He was on the Buccaneers last season. Finch back to punt. Gets the punt away. And it'll be fielded at the 14-yard line and brought back by Dylan Neal out to the 22-yard line in his 8th year out of VMI. So both teams have had it once. Both teams have come up empty. 1st and 10, Lions at their own 22-yard line. On 1st and 10, in the I formation. Long under center. Long play action, looks downfield, throws, and caught by Isaac Peak out to the 31-yard line, a gain of 9. The 5th-year receiver out of Montana, Isaac Peak, and that'll bring up 2nd and 1 from the 31-yard line. Coming up on 4 minutes left in the first quarter, no score. On 2nd and 1, 4 receivers wide for the Lions. Long in the shotgun. Aaron's in motion. Long looking. Long throws down the near side and caught by Kevin Aarons, the tight end, out to the 49-yard line. That'll be a gain of 20 yards to the Panther 49-yard line. Tackle made by number 27 for the Panthers. That's Tucker Smith, the 10th-year safety out of Arkansas. If they want to call it that, he was out of bounds. He gets credit for the tackle, though. They review the play. Let's see what they say. Ruling on the field's overturned. They say incomplete pass. Wow. It'll be 3rd and 1 for the Lions at their own 31-yard line. 3 to the near side. Long under center. Long to Carter Jamison, and Jamison picks up 2 to the 33-yard line. That'll be a first down. Carter Jamison in his 5th year out of Oregon State. First down, Detroit. 3.5 minutes left in the first quarter now, no score. Lions 1st and 10 from their own 33. 4 receivers wide, Long in the shotgun. Long draws back, throws downfield and caught. Making the catch, Philip White in his 4th year out of Florida, out to the 40-yard line, a gain of 7. It'll be 2nd and 3 for Detroit. 3 minutes left to play. 4 wide from the Lions. Long in the shotgun on 2nd and 3. Long looking, throws, caught by Philip White out to the 45-yard line. A gain of 5 yards and a Lions first down. Clock continues to move here in the first quarter. 2:35 and counting. 4 wide for Detroit. Long in the shotgun. 1st and 10. Peak in motion. Long looking. Long throws downfield. Caught on the sideline by Philip White out to the 44. A gain of 11. Another Lions first down. This time into Carolina territory. 2:20 and counting. Long in the shotgun, 1st and 10. Long hands off this time to Jamison, or Carter Jamison, down to the 31-yard line. A gain of 13 yards. Another Detroit first down. 1:52 and counting here in the first quarter. Detroit on the move. 4 wide, Long in the shotgun, 1st and 10. Long throws and is caught. Jamison all the way down to the 4-yard line. Carter Jamison lined up as a receiver. A gain of 27 yards. It'll be 1st and goal Detroit at the Carolina 4. Finally making the tackle, number 24. That's Dwayne Smith, the 11th year defensive back out of Clemson. 1st and goal from the 4-yard line. 4 wide for the Lions. Long under center. Long to Jamison. Touchdown, Detroit. A 4-yard touchdown run by Carter Jamison. And the Lions go up 6-0. On their second possession, they score a touchdown. And now Evan Belton will come on, the rookie kicker out of San Jose State, for the extra point. Snap, kick is up, and it's good. Lions lead at 7-0. 1:13 left to play in the first quarter. Live from Bank of America Stadium, Charlotte, North Carolina. Week 3 here at Jammin' Sports. Lions go up 7-0. Belton will kick off for Detroit. This will be Carolina's second possession coming up. There's the kick. From the 3-yard line, on the return, John Cunningham, and Cunningham brings it out to the 26-yard line. And that's where Carolina will have it, 1st and 10. $1:10 left in the first quarter. Let's see what the Panthers can do on this drive. Four wide for Carolina. George in the shotgun. 1st and 10. George hands off to Darryl Holt. And Holt makes his way out to the 33-yard line. A gain of 7. And that'll bring up 2nd and 3. The 11th year back out of Maryland, Darryl Holt. Under a minute to play in the first quarter. Lions up 7-0. Panthers come out 4 wide. George under center. George to Holt. And Holt to the 34-yard line. A gain of 2. It's going to bring up 3rd and 1. Down to 30 seconds left here in the first quarter. Panthers come out 4 wide. George in the shotgun. 3rd and 1. George to Holt. And Darryl Holt picks up the first down out to the 38. A gain of 4. That'll move the chains. And that'll be a Panther first down. And that will probably do it for the first quarter. At the end of 1, Lions lead at 7-0 here at Jammin' Sports. Welcome back to Bank of America Stadium, Charlotte, North Carolina. We go to the second quarter. 1st and 10 for the Panthers at their own 38, trailing 7-0. George in the shotgun. George back. George throws and caught underneath. Making the catch, number 83, John Quick, out to the 49-yard line. A gain of 11, and that'll be a Carolina first down. John Quick in his second year out of Georgia. 1st and 10, 4 wide for the Panthers. George in the shotgun. George takes the snap, throws down the middle, and caught by Holt out of the backfield down to the 38-yard line. A 13-yard gain, another Carolina first down. Panthers trying to tie it up on this drive. Panthers come out 4 wide, but in tight. George in the shotgun, 1st and 10. George to Holt, and Darryl Holt to the 36-yard line, a gain of 2 yards. It'll be 2nd and 8. 6:50 and counting. Four wide for the Panthers. George in the shotgun. In motion is Moore. George fakes the handoff. George throws and caught by J.T. Franklin down to the 18-yard line. An 18-yard gain for the former Raider, J.T. Franklin, in his 6th year out of SMU. Myers made the tackle. Levi Myers in his 6th year safety out of Hawaii. First down, Panthers at the Detroit 18-yard line. Lions up 7-0. 6:12 and counting here in the first half. 4 wide. George in the shotgun. 3 to the far side. In motion is Franklin. George looking, throws outside and caught by Jared Moore down to the 15-yard line. A gain of 3 for the big tight end. It'll be 2nd and 7 for Carolina. From the Lion 15-yard line, 4 wide, 3 to the near side. George in the shotgun. George looking, throws near side, caught by Moore to the 14-yard line. A gain of 4 yards will bring up 3rd and 6. A gain of a yard, I'm sorry, it'll be 3rd and 6. Big 3rd down for the Panthers right here, trying to tie this one up. 3rd and 6 from the Detroit 14-yard line. George in the shotgun. George draws back. George looking. George is going to take off. Luke George down to the 1. Did not quite get in. Coming up to make the tackle, number 25, Chris Hardy, the defensive back. A gain of 13 yards. It'll be 1st and goal, Panthers at the Lion 1-yard line. Single back, George in the shotgun, 1st and goal. George to Holt, touchdown, Carolina. A 1-yard touchdown run by Darryl Holt. And now Carolina is an extra point away from tying this one up. Chris Jackson in his 2nd year out of Tennessee for the extra point. Kick is up. And it's good. We're tied at 7. 4:39 left to play. Here in the first half, live from Bank of America Stadium, Charlotte, North Carolina. Week 3 here at Jammin' Sports. Let's find out who they play next week. Carolina will be at Philadelphia next week. And Detroit, I'll tell you in a second, they'll play at Tampa Bay. From the 6-yard line, on the return, Avery Grayson. And Grayson brings it out to the 28-yard line. Lions will play at Tampa Bay next week. And Carolina will play at Philadelphia. We have the Bears and the Buccaneers coming up after this. 1st and 10, Lions from their own 28. Tied at 7. Everybody in tight for Detroit. Long under center. Long drops back. Long throws outside to Jamison. Turns upfield. And Carter Jamison out to the 30-yard line. A gain of 2 yards. It'll bring up 2nd and 8. 4:25 and counting. Here in the first half. 2nd and 8 from their own 30-yard line. Long in the shotgun. Long takes the snap, looks downfield. Long throws down the near sideline, and it's dropped by Isaac Peak, incomplete. And that'll bring up 3rd down. That'll stop the clock with 4:02 left here in the first half. And the Lions face a 3rd and 8 from their own 30-yard line. 4 wide, single back. Long in the shotgun. Back to throw. Long throws down the middle and caught by Jamison out to the 36-yard line. A gain of 6. It'll be 4th and 2. Making the tackle, Wade Sullivan the sixth-year linebacker out of Michigan, keeping the Lions from getting a first down. And now Detroit will punt. Bryce Taylor will come on fourth down. Taylor gets the punt away. And this will be fielded at the 19-yard line by John Cunningham. Fair caught. And that's where the Panthers will take over in a tie ball game. 3:30 left to play here in the first half. We're tied at 7. Kansas City beat Washington 28-21 in the game before this. That game's being uploaded to YouTube as we speak. George fakes the handoff on first down, throws down the sideline, overthrows everybody. Incomplete. It'll be 2nd and 10. .5:26 left. Or 3:26 left in the half. 4 wide, 3 to the near side. George in the shotgun, 2nd and 10. Moore in motion. George fakes the handoff. George rolls out. He's going to take off and gets taken down at the 18-yard line. A loss of a yard on the sack. And the sack was made by number 92, David Russell, the 9th-year defensive end out of Michigan. 3rd and 11 for the Panthers now at their own 18-yard line. Coming up on 3 minutes left in the half. 4 wide. George in the gun. George looking. George still looking. George is going to take off. And Luke George to the 27. A gain of 9. Coming up to make the tackle, saving the first down. Number 54, DeAndre Watts, the rookie out of Rice. Panthers are 2 yards shy of the first down. It'll be 4th and 2 from their own 27. Jordan Finch will come on to punt for Carolina. Finch gets the punt away. Fielded and fair caught at the 26-yard line. Making the fair catch was number 82, Dylan Neal. Lions will start from their own 26, 1st and 10, 2:27 left. Here in the first half, we're tied at 7. Week 3, both teams are 1-1. Everybody in tight, Long under center on 1st and 10. Aaron's in motion. Long hands off to Jamison, and Carter Jamison all the way out to the 39-yard line. A gain of 13. A Lions first down. 5th-year back out of Oregon State, Carter Jamison. And that will probably take us maybe to the 2-minute warning. Would they get the playoff in time? 1st and 10 from their own 39-yard line. 4 wide. And we hit the 2-minute warning. Live from Bank of America Stadium, Charlotte, North Carolina. Week 3 here at Jammin' Sports. 1st and 10, 4 wide, 3 to the far side. Long in the shotgun. Long looking. Throws underneath to Phillip White out to the 50-yard line. A gain of 11. And that'll be a Detroit first down. Lions get out to midfield. Both teams still have 3 timeouts. 1:40 and counting. 4 wide for the Lions. Long in the shotgun, 1st and 10. Long looking. Long throws, caught underneath by Kevin Aarons out to the 40-yard line, a gain of 9. And that'll bring up 2nd and inches. Clock is moving. 1:15 and counting. Lions from the Panther 40-yard line with 4 receivers wide. Long drops back. Long in trouble. Long gets hit as he tries to throw. Incomplete. Pressure was put on by Wade Sullivan, the linebacker. It'll be 3rd and inches from the 40-yard line. 1:05 left in the half. Five wide, empty backfield. Long in the shotgun on 3rd down. Long draws back. Long in trouble. Throws and caught by Philip White. Turns the corner and gets down to the 22-yard line. A gain of 18 and a Lions first down. 50 seconds left to play. Nobody taking a timeout yet. We're down to 42 seconds. They go to the no huddle. 1st and 10. Lions at the Carolina 22. Long draws back. Long throws and caught by Kevin Aarons, and he's pushed out of bounds at the 11-yard line. A gain of 11. Pushed out of bounds by Russ Snow, the 4th-year safety out of Iowa. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 11-yard line. That'll stop the clock with 32 seconds left in the half. Detroit trying to take the lead going into halftime. They're in field goal range. Long draws back. Long throws underneath and caught by Aarons down to the 5. A gain of 6 will be 2nd and 4. The Lions finally take a timeout with 28 seconds left here in the first half. They have one timeout remaining. They used one earlier. It'll be 2nd and 4 from the 5. They get a first down at the 1. 3 to the far side. Long in the shotgun on 2nd down. Long looking. Long throws outside. Caught by White. White's in for the touchdown. A 5-yard touchdown catch by Philip White. And Detroit retakes the lead. 13-7. Nice drive by Detroit to score right before halftime. And now Evan Belton will come on, the rookie out of San Jose State, for the extra point. For the PAT. Snap, kick is up. And it's good. Lions are up 14-7. 23 seconds left to play in the first half. Bank of America Stadium, Charlotte, North Carolina. Week 3 here at Jammin' Sports. And now Belton will kick off. From the 7-yard line on the return, this will be Kendall Anderson bringing it back for the Panthers. Anderson in his 2nd year out of Iowa. "20 seconds left to play. Let's see what the Panthers will do here. They have all 3 of their timeouts, but not a whole lot of time. First and 10 from their own 25-yard line. Luke George, the quarterback, in the shotgun. George hands off to Holt, and Darryl Holt out to the 28-yard line. And Carolina is going to be content to go to the locker room. Neither team taking a timeout. We go to halftime. Halftime score, the Lions 14, the Panthers 7, here at Jammin' Sports. And welcome back to Bank of America Stadium, Charlotte, North Carolina. We go to the second half. Lions lead it 14-7. Carolina will get the second half kickoff. It'll be fielded at the 5-yard line. Bringing it back is John Cunningham. And Cunningham out to the 29-yard line. First down, Carolina. Let's see if the Panthers can tie it up. Both teams are 1-1 on the season. On 1st and 10, Carolina comes out, 3 to the near side. George in the shotgun. In motion is Quick. George throws down the middle and caught by Cunningham. 4 yards out to the 33-yard line. Tackle made by number 31, Johnny Keys, in his second year out of Ole Miss, the safety. 2nd and 6 from the 33-yard line. 4 wide, 3 to the far side. George in the shotgun. George looking, throws down the middle and caught out of the backfield. Darryl Holt out to the 44-yard line. A gain of 11. And that'll be a Carolina first down. Panthers on the move to start the second half to try to tie this one up. We've got the Bears and the Buccaneers up next. We'll head down to Tampa for that one. 4 wide, 3 to the near side. George in the shotgun. George hands off to Holt again. And Darryl Holt to the 46-yard line. A gain of 2 yards. It'll be 2nd and 8. .642 and counting. 4 wide, George in the shotgun on 2nd down. George to Holt. And Darryl Holt around the outside, and Holt down the sideline. Darryl Holt to the 34-yard line. As they cross midfield, that's a gain of 20. First down, Panthers. Six and a half minutes left. 1st and 10 from their own 34-yard line. Panthers come out, 3 to the near side. George in the shotgun. 1st and 10. George to Holt. And Darryl Holt down to the 28-yard line. A gain of 6. It'll be 2nd and 4. Carolina has made their way down to the Detroit 28-yard line. 5:50 and counting. Everybody in tight. George under center. George looking. George throws. And he overthrows his target. Incomplete. And that'll bring up 3rd down. He was looking for J.T. Franklin. Incomplete. It'll be 3rd down from the Lion 28-yard line. Four wide, 3 to the near side. George in the shotgun. George looking. George throws down the middle and caught. Making the catch is Anderson. Kendall Anderson, the second-year receiver out of Iowa, down to the 12-yard line. A gain of 16. First down, Panthers at the Lion 12. Everybody in tight for Carolina. George under center. George to Holt. And Darryl Holt down to the 9, a gain of 3 yards. Tackle made by Stephen Brown, the linebacker. As we're coming up on 5 minutes left in the third quarter. Lions up 14-7. It'll be 2nd and 8. Carolina at the Detroit 9. They come out 4 wide. George in the shotgun. George draws back. Throws to the end zone. It's intercepted. In the end zone, picking it off, Kerry Starnes, the 12th-year safety out of LSU. He spent 6 years with the Giants, now in his 6th year with Detroit. Picks it off in the end zone. Awkward's in the house. How you doing, Aquaword? Whatever. Awkward, how you doing? Welcome into Jammin' Sports. Just when you thought the Panthers might tie it up, they throw a pick. And now the rookie, Max Long, will come back out to lead the Detroit offense. The rookie out of Tennessee State. Lions lead it 14-7, 4:44 left to play in the third quarter. Lions come out. Awkward. Great to have you here, Awkward. Nice to meet you. Aaron's in motion. Long draws back, throws outside, caught by Aarons down the sideline. Kevin Aarons out to the 48, a gain of 28. First down, Detroit. Pushed out of bounds by Dwayne Smith, the defensive back. Welcome into Jammin' Sports there, Awkward. We do sim seasons here. I'm based out of Nashville, Tennessee. What part of the country are you based out of? First and 10 from the 48-yard line. Long looking. Long throws and caught by Aarons again. Turns upfield into Panther territory to the 36-yard line. A gain of 16. And another Detroit first down. We're currently in week 3 of our current sim season. The Lions are 1-1. The Panthers are 1-1. 4 wide, 3 to the far side. Long in the shotgun. Oh, you're in California, Niners fan. Long looking on first and 10. Throws near side, incomplete. It'll be second and 10. What part of California? It's a big state. I have cousins in San Francisco, actually in San Mateo. Second and 10 from the 36-yard line. Long in the shotgun. Long hands off to Carter Jamison across the 30. Jamison all the way down to the 20-yard line. A gain of 16 for Carter Jamison. Another Lions first down. Northern California is beautiful. So is the San Joaquin Valley. First and 10 from the 20-yard line. Davis in the house. Long gets it out to Philip White. Touchdown. Detroit. A 20-yard touchdown reception by Philip White. Northern California. The Inyo Valley is very beautiful too. I was stationed at Edwards Air Force Base for 3 years when I was in the military. I'm sorry, what, Misty? Oh, Misty says hi, Davis. Detroit goes up 20-7. Evan Belton will come on for the extra point. And the Lions go up by 2 touchdowns on Carolina. Belton for the point after. Snap, kick is up. That is good. Lions lead it 21-7. Only took them 5 plays. 3:07 left to play here in the third quarter, live from Bank of America Stadium, Charlotte, North Carolina. Week 3 here at Jammin' Sports. Earlier tonight in our first game, Kansas City beat Washington 28-21. Kansas City is now 2-1. Washington is now 1-2. And we have Chicago at Tampa Bay after this one. Davis says, hello, girl. And now Belton will kick off. From the 7-yard line on the return, this is Kendall Anderson. Brings it out to the 28-yard line. Sports Davis, my longest tenured moderator. Misty is my longest tenured fan. First and 10 from the 28-yard line. 3:03 left to play here in the third quarter. Lions up by 14. Let's see if the Panthers can get back in the game. George in the shotgun, 4 receivers wide. George throws near side, caught by Holt, turns upfield, and Holt picks up, well, actually loses 2 yards back to the 26-yard line. Stephen Brown, the linebacker, came up, made the tackle for a loss of 2. It'll be 2nd and 12. We'll head down to Tampa, Florida after this for the Bears and the Bucks. 4 wide, George in the shotgun, 2nd and 12. In motion is Lee, the tight end, Philip Lee. George hands off. Nope. Throws out to Jared Moore. The tight end picks up the first down. 14 yards out to the 40-yard line for Moore. The third-year tight end out of Notre Dame. And that'll be a first down for the Panthers. Finally making the tackle, number 28, Levi Myers, in his 6th year out of Hawaii, the safety. 1st and 10, Carolina. 3 to the near side. George in the shotgun. In motion is Quick. George back to throw. It's a blitz. Gets it off to Holt down the sideline. And Darryl Holt out to the 50-yard line. Just shy of the first down, a gain of about 9.5. It'll be 2nd and inches. 2 minutes left to play here in the third quarter. Lions up 21-7. Now everybody in tight on 2nd and inches. Single back. George to Holt. Picks up the first down barely. Out. No, he did not pick up the first down. Frederick came in there and made the hit. He got a bad spot. Austin Frederick, the 8th-year linebacker out of Texas A&M. It'll be 3rd and inches from the 50-yard line. A minute 32 and counting here in the third quarter. Panthers come out. George under center. George, play action. George throws and caught by Holt out of the backfield. And Darryl Holt picks up 7 down to the Detroit 43-yard line. And that'll be a Panther first down. As we're coming up on a minute left here in the third quarter. Panthers come out 4 wide. George under center. George throws down the middle, and he short-hopped it, tried to get to Moore. Incomplete. And that'll stop the clock with 52 seconds left. We don't get too many viewers from the West Coast, except on the weekends, because of the time difference. Normally we start at 8 o'clock Eastern time, which is 5 o'clock out west. A lot of people aren't back from work yet. On 2nd and 10, Moore in motion. George looking, throws, and caught by number 84. That's Philip Lee down to the 13-yard line. A gain of 30 for the tight end. First down, Carolina at the Detroit 13-yard line. Now this evening, we came on an hour early at 7 Eastern, which was 4 o'clock Pacific time. So like I said, most of our viewers are from the Eastern and Central time zones, only because of the time difference. .30 seconds left in the third quarter. George under center. Everybody in tight. 1st and 10, single back. George to Holt inside the 10. And Holt down to the 7-yard line. A gain of 6. It'll be 2nd and 4. And that might take us to the end of the third quarter here as time is winding down. I don't think they'll get a playoff in time. They do not. At the end of 3, Lions up 21-7 here at Jammin' Sports. Welcome back to Bank of America Stadium, Charlotte, North Carolina. We start the fourth quarter. 2nd and 4 for the Panthers at the Lions' 7-yard line. George in the shotgun. George back. George looking, throws outside and caught. No, dropped. Philip Lee couldn't hold on. He took a shot. It'll be 3rd and 4 from the 7-yard line. Panthers need a score to make it a one-possession game. 4 wide. George in the shotgun on 3rd down. In motion is Holt. George looking, throws outside, caught by John Cunningham down to the 3-yard line. He got the first down, a gain of 4 yards. It'll be 1st and goal from the 3. So a fresh set of downs for Carolina. Let's see if they can punch it in. They bring everybody in close. George in the shotgun. Hands off to Holt. And Darrell Holt to the 1. A gain of 2 yards. It'll be 2nd and goal. Johnny Keys, the safety, came up, made the tackle in his 2nd year out of Ole Miss. 2nd and goal from the 1-yard line. Trying to punch it in. George in the shotgun. George looking. George is going to take off, and he's in for the touchdown. A 1-yard touchdown run by Luke George, the 2nd-year quarterback out of California, Berkeley. And the Panthers have made it a 1-possession game. Awkward likes that. He's from your neck of the woods, Cal Berkeley. The Golden Bears. And now Chris Jackson for the extra point to make it a 7-point game. It's only 6:05 where Awkward is right now. Kick is up, and it's good. Lions lead it by 7, 21-14. Still a lot of time left. 7:16 left to play here in the 4th quarter. On a beautiful sunny afternoon in Charlotte. We're in week 3. That keeps us in September, where the weather's still nice. That part of the schedule. We're not in December yet, where the weather gets nasty sometimes. We started this sim season a couple of days before New Year's. We did our Super Bowl, our last Super Bowl, on Christmas Day. From the 7-yard line, on the return, Dylan Neal out to the 28-yard line. Well, I appreciate it, Awkward. Max Long, some highlights. The rookie out of Tennessee State. Let's see if Detroit can make it a 2-score game again. This is our 37th sim season overall. We started back in the year 2000. It takes us a while. It takes us about 6 months to do a season. If we do about 2 games a night. 1st and 10 from the 28-yard line. Long in the shotgun. Isaac Peak in motion. Long looking. Long throws near side, and it's out of bounds, incomplete. We started using Madden 2001 with Eddie George on the cover. And now we're using Madden 25. We don't like 26. I don't like 26 at all. It's a step backward. 25 was a lot better. On 2nd and 10 from the 28-yard line, Long in the shotgun. Long hands off to Jamison, and Carter Jamison all the way out to the 46-yard line, a gain of 18. I work in radio for a living, and we do high school sports on the radio. Football, baseball, basketball, you name it. We cover the local teams. 1st and 10 from the 46. Lions with 4 receivers to the far sideline. Long in the shotgun. Easy for me to say. Long draws back. In trouble. Throws, and nobody home. He had to get rid of it. The Panthers were closing in. It'll be 2nd and 10. On February 10th, it'll be our 6th year anniversary here on Twitch. We started in 2020. In the offset eye, Long under center. Long to Jamison. And Carter Jamison, no gain. Actually, a loss of 2 yards. Tackle made by number 53. That's Mike Willis, the rookie out of Washington. We also do a college football sim season. That's going on right now. And we also have basketball and hockey we'll get back to eventually. 3rd and 12 from the 43-yard line. Long in the shotgun. Long drops back. Long in trouble. Long gets sacked back at the 34-yard line. A loss of 9. Wade Sullivan on the tackle. in his 6th year out of Michigan. And that's going to bring up 4th and 22 for Detroit. They'll have to punt. Bryce Taylor will come on, and now Carolina is going to have a chance to tie the game. Under 6 minutes to play. Overtime not out of the question. We have Chicago at Tampa Bay up next. Taylor back to punt. Gets the punt away. Fielded at the 15-yard line. Fair caught at the 15 by John Cunningham. And now Luke George. That's Awkward's man out of Cal Berkeley right there. I don't know how close you are to the Bay Area, but I consider that Northern California. My cousin lives in San Mateo. And my other cousin lives in Pleasanton, over by Berkeley in Oakland over there. 1st and 10 from the 15-yard line. George. And George hands off to Holt, and he's going to lose 2 yards. Austin Federick, the linebacker, on the tackle in his 8th year out of Texas A&M. 5:32 and counting. Lions up 21-14. Panthers with the ball. They face a 2nd and 12 at their own 13-yard line. Both teams still have 3 timeouts. 4 wide for Carolina. George in the shotgun. George looking. George throws and caught by Jared Moore, the tight end, out to the 18-yard line. A gain of 5. That's going to bring up 3rd and 7. 5 minutes and counting. Lions up by 7. The winner of this game would be 2-1 on the season. 5 wide. George in the shotgun, empty backfield. George back. George in trouble now. He's going to take off. Gets the first down. Luke George, look at this, all the way out to the 48-yard line. A 30-yard scramble for Luke George, getting it done with his feet. First down, Panthers. Just so you know, Awkward, so you don't get confused, it's a 28-team league, not 32. I'm only using 28 teams. The divisions are like they were when there were 28 teams. 3 divisions in each conference. 1st and 10. Darryl Holt, he's going to lose 2 yards back to the 45-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 12. I don't like using the 32-team format. Too many teams with losing records make the playoffs under that format. It's just a mathematical thing. 4 wide. George in the shotgun, 2nd and 12. In motion is Moore. George drops back, throws, dumps it off to Jared Moore, and bouncing around out to the 50-yard line. A gain of 4 yards will be 3rd and 8. And my divisions are a little bit different than the real-life divisions. Detroit is in the NFC Central, like they used to be, with the Vikings, Bears, Packers, and Buccaneers. 5 wide, George in the shotgun, 3rd and 8. George looking. George rolls out, and George takes off. Luke George out to the 42-yard line. A gain of 8, and they get the first down. 3 minutes and counting. Carolina's in the NFC East with the Giants, Eagles, Commanders, and Cowboys. It makes sense. They're on the East Coast. 1st and 10 from the Lion 42-yard line. George in the shotgun. George looking. George throws, and it's caught by J.T. Franklin out to the 39-yard line. A gain of 3. Chris Hardy on the tackle. The 6th-year defensive back out of Illinois. And the NFC West is the 4-team division. Rams, 49ers, Falcons, and Saints, like it used to be back in the day. 2nd and 7 from the 39-yard line. George in the shotgun. George looking. Throws downfield and incomplete. They were looking for J.T. Franklin. It was broken up by Johnny Keys, the safety. 2:15 left to play. Big third down for Carolina right here, 3rd and 7. They'll have it at the Detroit 39-yard line. They bring everybody in tight, 4 wide. George under center. George looking. George throws and has to throw it away. Couldn't find an open receiver. That'll stop the clock with 2:10 left. It'll be 4th and 7. And the Panthers are going to have to go for it. And they will. Here we go. 4th and 7. 4 wide, 3 to the near side. George in the shotgun. George back. George looking. George looking. Rolls out, in trouble, and he's going to get sacked back at the 44-yard line. A loss of 5 yards. It'll be a turnover on downs, and Detroit will take over, leading 21-14. And now the Panthers, they have the 2-minute warning, but after that they're going to have to start using timeouts. Lions now from their own 44-yard line. All they have to do is string together a couple of first downs, and this one's over. Four wide to the far side. In the shotgun is Long. In motion is Jamison. Long back, throws to Jamison in the flat, and he gets taken down at the 43-yard line. A loss of a yard as we hit the 2-minute warning. Russ Snow, the safety, on the tackle. It'll be 2nd and 11. And now Carolina will start using their timeouts. They can still get the ball back if they can keep the Lions from getting a first down. Long under center. Long to Jamison. And Jamison goes down the 41-yard line. He's going to lose 3 more yards. Tackle made by Donovan Elliott, the second-year linebacker out of Cal Berkeley. Another Berkeley guy. Carolina takes a timeout. They have 2 left. 3rd and 14 for Detroit. Panthers trying to get a stop. Lions come out in the eye. Long under center. Long to Jamison. And Jamison only gets loses another yard. Back to the 40-yard line. As Russ Snow came up, made the tackle again. Carolina takes a timeout. They have 1 left. They force a 3 and out. Detroit will punt. Bryce Taylor will come on. And the Panthers are going to get 1 more shot to tie this one up. Taylor gets the punt away. From the 12-yard line, it's fair caught. Official. And now Carolina has a minute 46 to work with. As George getting sacked. And George getting sacked. You get the idea. It's been a rough afternoon for Luke George. But the Panthers can still tie it up here. They have 1 timeout, and that's huge. 1st and 10 from their own 13. Bears, Buccaneers after this. We'll head down to Tampa. We'll have like a 5-minute break, and then we'll come back. 1st and 10, 4 wide, 3 to the far side. George in the shotgun. George looking. George. He's going to take off again. And Luke George out to the 23-yard line, a gain of 9. It'll be 2nd and inches. Clock is moving. 1:32 and counting. Panthers will go to the hurry up. They'll rush to the line of scrimmage here. 3 wide to the far side. George in the shotgun. George back. George in trouble again. Gets sacked by Stephen Brown back at the 16-yard line. A loss of 7. Clock continues to move. 1:05 and counting. They'll opt for the hurry up again. They're holding on to that timeout. 1 minute left. George in the shotgun. George looking. George throws underneath. Caught by J.T. Franklin. Gets the first down out to the 35-yard line. Clock is still moving. It's a gain of 19. Panthers are holding on to that timeout, but they got to get up there. Wasting a lot of time between plays. 32 seconds. From their own 35, George back. George looking. Throws outside. It's knocked down. Incomplete. Broken up by Johnny Keys. They were looking for John Cunningham on the pass. 2nd and 10 from the 35-yard line. 26 seconds left. Panthers come out, 3 to the far side. George in the shotgun. And now the Panthers shift. It's still 4 wide. George draws back. Throws near side and caught by Cunningham. He's out of bounds at the 45. A gain of 9. And that'll stop the clock with 21 seconds left. Carolina is still 55 yards away from tying this one up. They still have a timeout. At some point, they got to throw deep. 4 wide, George in the shotgun, 3rd down. George drops back. George throws near side, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the Lions. Chris Hardy picks it off and brings it back to the 47-yard line. The former Falcon, Chris Hardy, in his 6th year out of Illinois. They were looking for J.T. Franklin. And that should do it. 2 more snaps and this one's over. Panthers can only stop it 1 more time. The Lions are going to hold on. The Lions are going to go to 2-1. And Carolina's going to drop to 1-2 on the season. In the victory formation, Long will take a knee. One more snap. And then we'll head down to Tampa, Florida for the Bears and the Bucks. "14 seconds left. In the victory formation, Long takes a knee. And that will do it. Final seconds will tick away. Your final score: Detroit 21, Carolina 14. Thanks for watching here at Jammin' Sports. We have the Bears and the Buccaneers up next.